What if I told you that the same white powder you use to clean your sink or freshen your fridge could actually help restore blood flow to your penis? I'm serious. Because for thousands of men over 60, including many of my own patients, something as simple as baking soda has made a dramatic difference in their circulation, their erections, and even their confidence in the bedroom. My name is Dr. Mohit Kara. I've spent over 30 years treating older men for issues that most are too embarrassed to talk about: poor blood flow, soft erections, low energy, and emotional fatigue. I'm a professor of urology and a specialist in men's health, and I believe the best medicine doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it's already sitting in your kitchen. Now here's the part that most men never hear. Baking soda isn't just for cleaning or heartburn. Used correctly, it can support nitric oxide, improve blood oxygen, balance your body's pH, and even help your testosterone work better, all of which are essential for strong, lasting erections after 60. So in this video, I'll walk you through 10 amazing, science-backed ways baking soda can help older men regain their vitality and perform with strength and confidence. And a little later, I'll reveal a special morning combination one of my patients used, with incredible results. Before we dive in, if you're a man over 60 who cares about natural ways to stay strong, energetic, and confident, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. You won't want to miss more science-backed tips designed just for you. And if this topic speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I always want to improve and bring you content that truly helps. All right, let's begin with the first surprising way baking soda can support stronger erections in men over 60. And it has everything to do with your blood's pH. Most men don't realize this, but when your body becomes too acidic with age, it silently tightens your blood vessels and blocks the smooth flow needed for a firm erection. Here's where baking soda comes in. Benefit number 1: balances your blood pH to improve circulation. When I first met Harold, he was 69, recently retired, and visibly frustrated. Not just with his energy levels, but with something he didn't want to say out loud at first. "Doc," he finally confessed after a pause, "I just don't feel like a man anymore. I try to get in the mood, but nothing responds the way it used to." His blood work was relatively normal. His heart was functioning fine. But when I looked a little deeper, I noticed something subtle. His internal pH was too acidic. Now, most men have never been told this, but as we age, our body's pH can shift toward the acidic side, and that shift, even if mild, can have powerful effects. It creates a low-level environment of tension inside your blood vessels. They become narrower, more rigid, and less able to deliver the kind of rapid, expansive blood flow needed for a healthy, spontaneous erection. Think of it like trying to water your garden through a pinched hose. That's where baking soda quietly shines. As a natural alkalizer, it helps your body gently rebalance its internal pH. When taken in the right way, usually mixed with water on an empty stomach, it can support better blood fluidity, help your arteries relax, and create a vascular environment where oxygen and nutrients can move freely again. What happened to Harold? I introduced a gentle morning routine with a small amount of baking soda and lemon water. 3 weeks later, he walked into my office with a smile and a lightness in his step. "Something's changed," he said. "It's subtle, but I feel like my body's awake again, and my wife noticed too." This first shift, rebalancing your pH, may seem simple, but it creates the foundation for everything else. Blood that flows more freely delivers more oxygen, more nutrients, and more life to the areas that matter most. And when that balance is restored, the effects can ripple outward in ways that reach far beyond the bedroom. But what if I told you that baking soda doesn't just improve how blood moves through your body? It actually helps fight off the invisible inflammation that's been choking your performance from the inside out for years. Let's look at the second benefit, and why it may be even more important than the first. Benefit number 2: reduces inflammation in blood vessels. One of the most misunderstood enemies of a man's performance after 60 isn't low testosterone. It's inflammation. Slow, silent, and constant. I call it the quiet thief. It doesn't scream. It doesn't make a scene, but over time, it chips away at your blood vessels, your energy, your sensitivity, and your erections. I remember working with Samuel, 71, strong voice, proud demeanor, but his eyes told a different story. "Doctor," he said, "it's like my body is always working against me. Even when I want to feel close to my wife, I just don't feel capable anymore." When we ran his labs, he wasn't diabetic, his cholesterol was managed, but his inflammatory markers, like CRP, were elevated. That was our clue. Here's what most men don't realize. Chronic, low-grade inflammation hardens the very lining of your blood vessels, the endothelium. This is where nitric oxide is supposed to be produced, the signal that tells your penile tissue to relax and fill with blood. But when inflammation takes over, that system gets jammed. Blood flow is restricted, sensitivity drops, and your body simply can't respond the way it used to. That's why baking soda can be such a powerful ally. In multiple studies, sodium bicarbonate has been shown to stimulate anti-inflammatory pathways, specifically within the spleen and kidneys. It helps calm down the immune system's overactive response, especially the one that targets your vascular system. And when inflammation lowers, blood vessels open, nitric oxide flows. Erections become possible again, not forced, but natural. Samuel started a simple protocol: half a teaspoon of baking soda in water every morning, followed by a 15-minute walk. Within a month, he reported not only more frequent morning erections, but also more energy and clarity during the day. "It feels like something inside me unclogged," he said. And that's exactly what reducing inflammation can feel like: less pressure, more ease. But here's the fascinating part. While inflammation is a huge roadblock, your body still needs the green light, the chemical signal that actually triggers an erection. That signal is nitric oxide. And believe it or not, baking soda plays a surprising role in helping your body produce more of it. Let me show you how in the next benefit. This one could be the turning point. Benefit number 3, supports natural nitric oxide production. If you've ever wondered why things just don't kick in the way they used to, the answer may come down to a molecule your body once made easily, but now struggles to produce: nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the spark that starts it all. It tells your blood vessels to open. It signals smooth muscles to relax. And most importantly, it directs blood to rush into your penis when the moment is right. Without it, arousal may be there mentally, but physically, nothing happens. I remember a man named Thomas. He was 66, relatively healthy, still active. He wasn't depressed, and his hormones were in decent shape. But during our conversation, he said something that stuck with me. "Doc, I want to be intimate. I still have desire, but I feel like there's no signal from my body anymore, like the switch just isn't flipping." That's exactly what a nitric oxide deficit feels like. Your brain says yes, your heart says yes, but your blood vessels say nothing. Here's the good news. Baking soda doesn't contain nitric oxide, but it helps create the right internal environment for your body to make more of it naturally. When your body becomes too acidic, nitric oxide breaks down faster, but baking soda helps alkalize your blood, protect the endothelial lining, and reduce oxidative stress, all of which preserve and enhance nitric oxide function. In one study, athletes who supplemented with sodium bicarbonate saw improved vascular performance and stamina, partly because their bodies could better utilize oxygen and generate nitric oxide under stress. And what works for endurance also works for erections. Both require fast, expansive blood flow and vessel responsiveness. Thomas gave it a shot. We started small, adding baking soda with lemon water each morning and pairing it with breath work to boost nitric oxide release. A few weeks later, he told me, "I'm waking up with something I haven't seen in years." And more importantly, he felt that his body was finally responding again, naturally. But nitric oxide is just one part of the story. Once blood reaches the right places, it still needs to deliver oxygen to your tissues quickly and efficiently. If that delivery system is sluggish, your performance will be too. Luckily, baking soda can help here as well. Let me explain why in the next benefit. Benefit number 4, improves oxygen delivery to erectile tissue. One of the most overlooked aspects of strong erections is something we rarely talk about after 60, oxygen. Not just general oxygen in your body, but the precise, targeted oxygen delivered directly to the blood vessels and tissues inside your penis. Without enough oxygen, even if blood reaches the area, your tissue can't fully expand or respond. The result? Weak, short-lived, or completely absent erections. I remember sitting with Richard, 72, a retired fire chief who always prided himself on being strong, reliable, and in control. But now, his words carried weight. "Doc, I just feel like I'm running out of fuel down there." Everything's slower, heavier, duller. His labs showed good cardiovascular markers, but one number stood out. His oxygen saturation was on the low end, and this wasn't uncommon. As we age, and especially if acidity or inflammation is present, our red blood cells simply don't carry oxygen as efficiently as they used to. This is where baking soda plays a subtle but crucial role. It doesn't just reduce acidity, it actually helps optimize how your hemoglobin releases oxygen to your tissues. When your blood is more alkaline, hemoglobin can carry and offload oxygen more effectively, and that means more oxygen reaching the penile tissue when arousal begins, supporting firmer, more sustained erections. Richard began a morning ritual, a small glass of water with half a teaspoon of baking soda, taken slowly before breakfast. Within a few weeks, he wasn't just noticing better energy overall, he specifically mentioned improved sensation during intimacy. "It felt warmer," he said, "like things were flowing again, like they were supposed to." That warmth he described, that's real oxygenation at work. When oxygen finally reaches its target, your body feels alive again, alert, responsive, and capable. But oxygen isn't just for arousal. It's also fuel for the tiny muscles inside your penis that trap and hold blood during an erection. And if those muscles are tired or sluggish, performance suffers, even with good blood flow. That brings us to the next benefit, one that speaks directly to your body's hidden energy system, and how baking soda can recharge it naturally. Benefit number 5. Boosts mitochondrial energy in smooth muscle cells. Most men I work with have never heard of the smooth muscle cells inside their penis, but these unsung heroes are absolutely vital for strong, lasting erections. They don't just help blood enter the penis, they help trap it, hold it, and sustain the erection long enough for full intimacy. And at the center of their power is one thing: energy. I remember my patient Gerald. He was 68, a retired mechanic, and sharp as ever. But during our first appointment, he looked down and quietly said, "It's not just that I can't get hard like before. It's like the whole system shuts off halfway through. I feel like I just run out of gas." That image stuck with me. And when I explained how the energy-producing engines inside his smooth muscle cells, the mitochondria, were likely slowing down, it all started to make sense to him. You see, mitochondria are the power plants of your cells. They take in fuel and produce usable energy. But as we age, especially under conditions of chronic acidity or oxidative stress, those mitochondria don't work as efficiently. And when they struggle, so do your erections. The penis simply can't hold the blood because the smooth muscle can't generate the strength. This is where baking soda offers a subtle but powerful boost. By reducing lactic acid buildup and supporting a more alkaline environment in the body, baking soda helps mitochondria perform better. It creates the internal balance needed for these tiny energy factories to run more efficiently, especially in the smooth muscle tissue of the penis. Gerald began taking baking soda 3 times per week, paired with light morning stretches and deep breathing. Within a month, he said something I'll never forget. "It feels like the engine's turning over again." Not perfect, but alive. That's what mitochondrial renewal feels like. Quiet, steady, deeply energizing. And here's the fascinating part. Your mitochondria aren't the only part of your system affected by acidity. Your hormones, especially testosterone, are also influenced by your internal environment. So next, let's explore how baking soda doesn't just boost energy, but actually helps your body respond to testosterone more effectively. Benefit number 6. enhances testosterone receptor sensitivity. It's a frustrating thing I hear from men all the time. Doc, my testosterone numbers look fine, but I still feel tired, unmotivated, and nothing's happening in the bedroom. And they're not wrong. Their levels are often within range, but what I explain next usually surprises them. Testosterone is only part of the story. The other part, the often ignored part, is whether your body can actually use the testosterone you have. That comes down to something called receptor sensitivity. In other words, how well your cells hear the hormonal signal and respond. I'll never forget Martin, age 64, a retired police officer. Strong frame, clear mind, but defeated eyes. They told me I had good testosterone, Doc, so why do I still feel flat? We ran more tests, and sure enough, his levels were decent. But I had a hunch. Years of inflammation and internal acidity can dull your hormone receptors, making them sluggish, even resistant. It's like yelling through a wall. The message is there, but it doesn't get through. That's where baking soda can help in a way most men never expect. By gently reducing acidity and lowering inflammation, it improves the internal environment your hormones operate in. It doesn't raise testosterone directly, but it clears the static. It helps your receptors work more efficiently, allowing the testosterone you already have to connect, activate, and do its job. Martin started a routine: small amounts of baking soda in water a few mornings each week, plus some light resistance training. And about 6 weeks later, he walked in smiling. "My drive is coming back," he said, "not just in the bedroom, everywhere. It's like something switched back on." That switch wasn't from more testosterone. It was from his body finally responding to it. So yes, baking soda supports erections, not just by helping blood flow, but by optimizing the hormonal pathways that fuel desire, motivation, and strength. And yet, even with balanced hormones, your body's performance depends on more than just testosterone. Your vital organs, especially your liver and kidneys, play a powerful role in detox, hormone conversion, and blood flow. What baking soda does for them might surprise you. Let's take a look. Benefit number 7. Detoxifies the liver and kidneys gently. One of the most overlooked reasons men begin to lose their edge, physically, sexually, and emotionally, after 60 is something we rarely connect to performance: toxic load. Over time, your body absorbs a buildup of chemicals, waste byproducts, and even old hormones that no longer serve you. And 2 key organs are responsible for cleaning house: your liver and kidneys. When these organs are overworked or sluggish, everything slows down. Blood becomes heavier. Hormones become imbalanced. Circulation weakens. Even your mood and mental clarity begin to fade. I've seen this time and again in men who appear healthy on the outside, but feel completely stuck on the inside. There's one patient I often think about: Carlos, 70, a retired accountant, clean diet, never smoked. Yet he told me he felt toxic, like something was off deep inside. His blood pressure had crept up. His libido had dropped. His energy was flat. We looked at his labs: slightly elevated uric acid, mild kidney strain, and signs of a sluggish liver. Nothing alarming, but just enough to explain the way he felt. That's where baking soda quietly steps in. It helps reduce the acid load on your kidneys and supports a healthier pH in your urine, making filtration easier. For the liver, it promotes better bile flow and detox support by reducing inflammation and easing the burden of metabolic waste. It's gentle, not aggressive, perfect for older men who need a little extra support without overloading the system. Carlos began using a small dose of baking soda every other morning, paired with hydration and a warm lemon water routine. 3 weeks later, he reported something simple but profound. "My body feels lighter," he said, "like I'm not carrying as much." And his intimacy? It started returning, slowly but noticeably. When the organs that process your hormones and blood are working better, everything else begins to respond. And now, let's take this one step further. You've heard me talk about performance and flow, but what if I told you baking soda could actually help reduce the cravings and stubborn belly fat that silently steal testosterone and make erections harder to achieve? What comes next might surprise you even more. Benefit number 8. reduces sugar cravings, and supports weight loss. If you're a man over 60, you've probably noticed this. The weight around your belly seems to hang on tighter than it used to, even if you're eating better than ever. And those random cravings for sweets or carbs? They can sneak in at night, after dinner, or right before bed, and they feel harder to resist than they did when you were younger. I remember Jack, a 66-year-old former high school football coach. He walked into my office, patted his stomach, and said, "This thing right here, it's ruining my life. I can't get rid of it, and I'm convinced it's killing my drive." Jack had already tried cutting calories, eating more greens, even walking every day. But the cravings, the low energy, and the drop in bedroom performance, still there. What many men don't know is that abdominal fat isn't just a storage issue, it's hormonal. That stubborn belly fat produces aromatase, an enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. So the more belly fat you carry, the more testosterone you lose. And when your hormones are off, everything from desire to circulation to performance starts to fade. This is where baking soda plays a more surprising role. By helping balance your body's pH, it may support more stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. That, in turn, can reduce those intense sugar cravings that sabotage your progress. And when you're not riding the blood sugar roller coaster, your body can start to shift back into fat-burning mode, especially around the midsection. Jack added a simple habit: baking soda and lemon water first thing in the morning, followed by protein and light movement. Within 4 weeks, the cravings were down, the belly started shrinking, and, perhaps most importantly, his confidence began to return. "I don't feel out of control anymore," he said, "and when I look in the mirror, I don't see a man giving up." Less sugar, less fat, better hormones, and a better chance at the life you deserve. But there's still one piece of the puzzle we haven't talked about, and it's the one most men completely overlook. What if the reason you're struggling in the bedroom isn't just physical, but neurological? What if your nervous system is sending the wrong signals at the wrong time, and baking soda can help reset it? Let's go deeper. Benefit number 9, helps calm the nervous system. There's a part of male performance that doesn't get enough attention, and it's not blood flow, it's not testosterone, it's your nervous system. If your brain and nerves aren't aligned with the moment, even the healthiest body can shut down. I've seen it over and over. Men who want intimacy, feel the desire, but when the time comes, their bodies don't follow through. And more often than not, the problem isn't physical, it's neurological. I remember Tom, 70 years old, retired military. Strong posture, clear eyes, but his voice dropped when we got to the real reason he came in. "I still love my wife," he said, "but every time we get close, I panic, my body just freezes." I could tell this wasn't about hormones or heart health. This was about a nervous system stuck in high alert, stuck in fight or flight mode. Here's something many men don't know. As we age, the balance between our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems can shift. Stress, trauma, inflammation, even poor sleep can keep your body locked in tension mode. And when that happens, your brain literally shuts off blood flow to your penis. It's a survival mechanism that works against intimacy. Baking soda may seem like an odd solution, but the science is growing. By reducing systemic acidity and inflammation, it helps your parasympathetic, or rest and relax, nervous system take the lead. It creates the kind of calm your body needs to feel safe, open, and responsive. Some research even suggests that the kidneys and spleen, when supported by bicarbonate, send fewer stress signals to the brain. Tom started using baking soda just a few times a week, pairing it with breathing exercises I taught him. And within a few weeks, the difference was profound. "It's like my body finally feels safe enough to connect again," he said. And for him, that changed everything, not just physically, but emotionally too. When your body feels calm, it allows everything else to come online. You connect more deeply, you respond more naturally, you regain the rhythm that performance depends on. But what if we could take everything we've talked about, blood flow, hormones, oxygen, energy, calm, and amplify it even further by combining baking soda with one simple, natural ingredient? That's exactly what we'll uncover in the final benefit, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Benefit number 10. Combines powerfully with lemon or apple cider vinegar. After everything we've covered, blood flow, oxygen, nitric oxide, energy, hormone sensitivity, even calming the nervous system, there's one final piece I want to share with you. It's a small, natural combination I've seen make a surprising impact in men over 60. And it's something you probably already have in your kitchen: lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. Now, on their own, both lemon and ACV are incredible. They're rich in antioxidants, support digestion, and help regulate blood sugar. But when combined with baking soda, something unique happens. They create a natural reaction that gently fizzes in the body, stimulating bile flow, lowering systemic acidity, and supporting both liver function and vascular tone. More importantly, they help baking soda work even better, helping it reach the right tissues without overwhelming the body. I'll never forget Barry, 74. A widower for 5 years, he was beginning to explore intimacy again, but said he felt rusted shut. We had talked through the usual things: exercise, diet, circulation, but something was still missing. So I suggested he start his mornings with a simple ritual: 1 glass of warm water, a squeeze of lemon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, slowly sipped on an empty stomach. About a month later, he came in beaming. "I didn't expect much," he said, "but I wake up feeling more alive. My gut's lighter, my mind's clearer, and I'm responding again, if you know what I mean." That combination, baking soda with lemon or apple cider vinegar, doesn't force anything. It supports the whole system: your gut, your blood vessels, your nerves, your hormones. It helps bring the body back into balance so it can function the way it was designed to. And that's the point. Real, lasting change doesn't come from one pill or one miracle fix. It comes from restoring balance, from giving your body the tools it needs to heal and respond naturally. Baking soda, especially when paired with the right ingredients, is one of those tools. Now that you've seen all 10 benefits, you might be wondering, how do you actually use baking soda safely, consistently, and in a way that fits your daily routine? That's exactly what I'll walk you through in the final part of this video. Let's wrap it all up, and I'll show you exactly how to get started. Conclusion. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you, not just for listening, but for caring enough about your health, your future, and your masculinity to stay curious, because that's what this is really about: curiosity, resilience, and the willingness to take control of your body again, even after 60. We've covered a lot today. 10 distinct, powerful ways that something as simple and overlooked as baking soda can support stronger, healthier erections, without medication, without side effects, and without shame. We began with how baking soda helps balance your blood pH, creating the ideal environment for smoother circulation and better vascular response. That's where the groundwork is laid. Then we talked about reducing inflammation in your blood vessels, removing one of the most silent and deadly obstacles to male performance. Next, we uncovered how it supports your body's natural nitric oxide production, that vital chemical signal that tells your blood vessels to open when arousal begins. But even if nitric oxide flows, your body still needs oxygen. And we saw how baking soda improves how your red blood cells deliver oxygen to the tissues that need it most. From there, we moved deeper, to the cellular level. We talked about the smooth muscle cells inside your penis, and how baking soda helps those cells create more mitochondrial energy so they can hold and maintain blood more effectively. Then, we explored how baking soda enhances testosterone receptor sensitivity, helping your body respond to the hormones you already have instead of feeling like you're running on empty. We went beyond hormones too, looking at how baking soda supports the detoxification process through the liver and kidneys, organs that quietly support every system in your body, including sexual function. And then we touched on something many men struggle with in silence: stubborn belly fat, sugar cravings, and the hormonal sabotage that comes with them. A balanced pH helps restore control, reduce those cravings, and move your metabolism in the right direction. Then we explored the nervous system, that deeply personal and emotional layer of health that can block performance even when everything else seems okay. Baking soda, by calming internal inflammation and easing nerve tension, helps your body relax enough to connect, physically and emotionally. And finally, we brought it all together with a natural, simple combination: baking soda with lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. This morning ritual has helped countless men reawaken their vitality, support digestion, balance their body's chemistry, and feel present again in both body and mind. Now, I want to speak to you directly, not as a doctor, but as a man who spent decades listening to other men in some of their most vulnerable moments. If you've been struggling, if you've been frustrated, embarrassed, or even ashamed, I want you to know there's hope. You are not broken. Your body may just need support, time, and a few small shifts to bring it back into balance. Baking soda won't fix everything overnight, but used wisely, it can be a starting point, a nudge in the right direction, a way to give your body the environment it needs to heal and respond again. Pair it with good sleep, deep breathing, light movement, and a little faith in your body's ability to recover. Because the truth is, even after 60, you are still capable of strength, of passion, of connection. You deserve that. And it's never too late to begin. If you found value in this, I encourage you to talk to your doctor, try it gently, and see how your body responds. And as always, I'll be right here with you, bringing you more real, honest advice to help you live stronger, longer, and better. If this video gave you new insight, a little bit of hope, or even just made you feel seen, then I invite you to do something simple, but powerful. Give it a like. Not just for me, but so more men out there, men just like you, can find this information. The more engagement this video receives, the more it gets pushed to those who might be silently struggling right now, searching for answers but too afraid to ask. Leave a comment below, even if it's just to say 1 if this resonated, or 0 if you didn't connect with it. I read every comment. This isn't just about sharing knowledge. It's about creating a space where men over 60 can be honest, supported, and empowered to take their health seriously. If you know someone, a brother, a friend, a neighbor, who might benefit from this, please share it with them. You might be the reason they finally take that first step. And if you believe in this kind of content, natural, science-based, and made specifically for older men, consider supporting the channel. Whether it's through a small donation, joining as a channel member, or just spreading the word, every bit helps us keep this message alive and growing. You matter. Your health matters. And I'm honored to be a voice in your journey. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.